boo-boo. You don't make meaning. You find meaning. There's no need to make meaning in your life because there is meaning in it. The goal, according to Viktor Frankl, is to find it, to search for it. Man's search for meaning, right? Not man's creation of meaning. You have to search for it. Now, how do you search for meaning? So there are 3 ways. There are creative values, okay? In what you create, what you give to the world, right? And that could be so many different things for so many different people. Everybody has a different creative energy. And the word creative, I think, gets a bad reputation because we think of creatives as people that are artsy. That's not what creative is, right? Creative energy is putting something out there that makes you feel alive. Okay, so that could be art, that could be a song, that could be something that seems typical of creatives, but it could also be something totally different. It could be putting out a class, it could be putting out just a store, a charity, whatever it is, just something that involves creation on your part, right? We are created in the divine image. We're created in the image of God. And God, what did he do? Created. So that's what we are wired to do, to create. And that gives us meaning. Number 2, experiential values. So the second way we make meaning is through our experiences. Okay, so you know that idea, you go to the Grand Canyon. Why are you going to the Grand Canyon? What's so special about it? It helps you create meaning through an experience. And it doesn't have to be the Grand Canyon, right? Just like it doesn't have to be creative, doesn't have to be art. Experience doesn't have to be the Grand Canyon. You can experience anything and find meaning in it. And one of the things that people don't realize is an experience is the experience of another person, the experience of love. That's an experiential value, and that's huge in finding meaning, right? Love is obviously a very important aspect to our lives, and that's a way people find meaning is in love and experiencing another person in their uniqueness. So that's experiential values. Now, the third and final way to make meaning is through attitudinal values. When you can't change what's in front of you, you can change your attitude, right? Viktor Frankl advised against looking for suffering. You're not supposed to go searching. You don't want to try to find suffering here and there, right? You're not interested in like, let's go through something painful so we can grow. No, that's not the goal. Life is full of challenges. So you don't have to look for them. They'll look for you, in case you were wondering, right? When they do find you and you are unable to create and you are unable to experience, you're able to change your attitudes. And that's the final way to create meaning. And that's really what Viktor Frankl talks a lot about in terms of the concentration camps. But people think that that's all meaning is about, is finding pain and suffering. And it's not, right? It is about finding pain and suffering and finding meaning in suffering. And that's not finding pain and suffering. Sorry, finding meaning in suffering is about that. But it's also about creating meaning, using creative values to find meaning. And it's also about using experiential values like love to find meaning. So all of these things are ways we can find meaning in our lives. And if really the drive of a human being is for meaning, then these are really important tools to have, right? So I just want to end on an actionable note. How can you find meaning? Create something, right? Put something out there. You've been dreaming this up in your brain. Oh, I can't wait to put out this course. I can't wait to put out this piece of art. I can't wait to share this poem with the world. Ugh, I'm only coming up with creative ideas that are, creative. But anything, I can't wait. I've been dreaming up these ideas. Let me create them. Let me share them, right? Or experiencing. Go do a double whammy. Experience a place with a person, right? Go somewhere with someone you love. Share that experience, right? You know how you go somewhere, you hang out with someone, you talk to them, and you feel instantly uplifted? That's because it was a meaningful experience, because it was an experiential value, because you had an experience with someone that you love. And thirdly, in the times when you can't change what's going on in your life and it stinks, change your attitude, right? And I'm not saying to be positive when things are negative. That's not what logotherapy is about. But it's saying, what do you have the ability to control right now? What is in your control? And use that, right? And go forward with that. And I think the main difference between logotherapy and all the other therapies is that it's very forward focused. It's actually called height psychology. It's focused on the future, right? And Viktor Frankl does not mean logotherapy to stand alone. He believes it actually can complete psychotherapy. Psychoanalysis is important. You can't let go of past traumas without exploring and talking about the past. That's important. Equally important, according to Viktor Frankl, is focusing on the future, right? Finding meaning in now and figuring out how to continue that meaning throughout. I hope this was helpful.